What's up, Moyo Tribe? It's a Sunday morning, getting ready to go to church. I had a dear friend of mine ask me a question this week that was an interesting question. He asked me, his name is Heath Ragsdale, and Heath asked me if I could go back and tell my 39-year-old self three things. What are those three things you would tell yourself, knowing what you know now? And I thought about that for a little while. And after thinking, I finally came down to four things that I would tell myself. I told him I couldn't keep it down to three, there were four. And over the next few days, I want to share those four things with you. And it'll take more than 4 days because I want to go a little bit in depth into some of those things. But if I could go back, knowing what I know now, and tell my 39-year-old self things that would help me or change what I was doing then, these four things are what I would tell myself. And I'm going to start with number one. The first thing that I would tell myself is that you can rewire your mind. 16 years ago, we didn't know that you could rewire your mind. It was not a thing that was understood in the health profession. We thought that what the brain was is what the brain was. When you were born and at a certain age, the brain didn't change over time. But we know now, because of the use of functional MRI machines and high resolution MRI machines and studies that have been done, that your brain actually changes in size and in shape and in structure based on things you do, on the ways you think. It actually changes. You can actually rewire your brain. And that's what Romans 12:2 says. It says, don't be conformed to the pattern of the world, but be transformed, literally changed, by the renewing of your mind. So God put it in the scripture thousands of years ago that we can actually renew our mind. We can actually rewire our brain. And yet, we always thought that that was something of a figurative term, until just the last few years when we actually physically see through science that we can actually change our brain and rewire our brain. So I would go back to my 39-year-old self and I would say, understand that you can rewire your brain. You can change the way you think by doing certain things, creating certain habits. And it would absolutely change the things I do if I had known that and had really understood that concept. And so over the next couple of days, I want to talk to you about renewing your mind, about actually understanding the concept that we can rewire our brain and what that means and what that can mean to us right now if we understand that and we do things to take advantage of that. So the first thing I'd tell my 39-year-old self is you can rewire your brain. You can change the way you think. You can literally, physically change the way you think. So today, understand that. Start to understand that and stay with me the next couple of days and we're going to talk about these things and I'm going to share some ideas with you and some things that maybe you can do to understand that every day is a chance to make the most of every opportunity. God has given us incredible opportunities. Think about it. You can literally rewire your brain. What an opportunity if we understand it and we take advantage of it. So we Moyo everywhere we go. Moyo.